In this fourth look at Momentum, Snell's media asset management and workflow automation solution, we'll be using the editing page. As you'd expect, this part of the interface is used to edit your media. As with all the other pages in Momentum, this is accessible via a web browser, and the edit is done using low-res proxy copies of our material that we created in our workflows. So if I switch to the edit screen, this page shows the media currently ready to do our edit in the top left area. This is called the bin, and I can add new content with the familiar search panel like this. When I click on the new media that I've just added, it opens in my player window in the center of the screen, and I can play and mark in to select a new point for my new edit, play some more, jog forward and mark out. Now if I add to timeline, the clip is added to the timeline here. It's also shown here on the right. This window shows us what the final edit looks like, which obviously needs a little bit more work at this stage. So I'll add some other clips. I'm going to use this blue animation as my introduction. And I'm going to do the same where I'm going to mark in and out and add it into my timeline. Now I think I'll move that to the front, so I'll do this. And scale out. And now I'm going to repeat that and add another clip at the end. It's a red version this time. So now I've got 3 clips in my timeline. Now if I run my timeline, I get to see my masterpiece. Obviously no Oscars for my craft edit skills here, but it shows you how quickly edits can be done in this offline proxy edit tool. Now the strength of Momentum really shows through when you link this edit tool into the workflow tool. If we wanted to turn this proxy edit into a final high-res video to be delivered for use elsewhere, we've got 2 options. We can either export this edit as an EDL to be used by a craft edit system like Final Cut Pro, or we can automatically consolidate this without the need for an edit system at all. If I go to my export button, I can see one option at the moment to export my edit decision list, or EDL. The name here relates directly to a workflow that I can show you here in my editing workflow. This shows my EDL being exported using Pro Media Carbon, and after that the editing operator will get a notification in their to-do page, and we also send out a confirmation email. Below this is the start of the workflow that will automatically consolidate the edit without needing to use Final Cut Pro at all. So if I quickly complete that workflow, if I go down to my transcoders and harmonic in this case, and I choose my consolidate edit element, this will mean that the master source material and not proxies are copied, consolidated and then output. And perhaps I will want to auto QC those files. So we support several QC tools which we've shown you previously. Choose a different one this time, which is VidCheck, and now you can see the whole sequence of events. If I return to the editing page now, that new workflow is immediately available for use. If I choose that one, you can see the task is now ready to be processed by the system. So now we have a task waiting there on that consolidate edit element. While on the subject of automatic editing, there are some other interesting ways to use functions to automatically edit your content. Let's imagine you have a film library catalogued in Momentum and you need to deliver those to several different video on demand platforms perhaps. They could be direct to consumer platforms such as Netflix, YouTube and so on, or possibly different hotel chains or airlines like British Airways, Virgin Atlantic. Well, in our example, the films have to have a platform specific intro edited onto the start and the end, for example saying, "Thank you for watching this feature presentation from British Airways." With a workflow like the one here, we can do all that without needing to use an expensive edit suite. The element switches the media files using a rules-based method that checks their metadata, and then each of these bumper elements edits a platform-specific video file into the start of the video. Downstream there is more switching, and then finally a delivery. So I hope that gives you a few ideas on how Momentum can really drive efficiencies and reliably automate processes that would otherwise be complex, time-consuming and expensive. Thanks for watching.